Welcome back. So, we have a brand new cycle requiring you to release every bit of the past. You've had all the amount of time that you need to reflect on the things that you learned. It is time to use all those and transform and transmute all of that pain into your skill set so that you can service the collective. And so you can go on and be a star and get the recognition that you need for the things that you did. I know I'm not the only person that soul contracted into this experience. I resonate very heavily with today's reading, but the point is, you know, I've heard rumors about the 144,000 people being the chosen ones for the starseeds, and I've ran that by a starseed friend of mine, and I just really don't think that that number is adequate. It's way too low. And I also don't like the name chosen ones. It kind of seems Christian-y, and just I don't like it. But regardless, there is a set amount of people down here that agreed to come and be the light, be the starseeds for this new age, be the people that are the beacon. And unfortunately, that required a lot of cleansing and purging and learning, and that's just been it. That's all you've really got to do over the last 7 years or so. And now's the time to shine. However, you might be caught up in your head about it all. And that's what we're going to look deeper into in this extension here on YouTube, and see if we can possibly even get some direction out of this guidance, if anything. So you're bringing anxiety into this equation. What else can we know? How about, let's look at the root, let's look at the crown of the reading. The umbrella is releasing it. What are, okay, same cards again. Okay. Ace of Pentacles and Nine of Swords. Anxiety and a soul contract. Closure. You're upset about a certain tenet of your soul contract. You're upset over a specific thing. So soul contracts, the things we agreed to before we come down here, the people that are going to be in our lives that we're going to learn from, some of the hardships that we're going to endure. So, you know, for one person it could be cancer. For this person it's you know, you get it. I'm intuiting that you're fixated on one aspect of that contract in the present moment for this to have come out again. What aspect are you literally hinged upon right now? Warfare, fast, inward, oncoming action. Maybe you don't feel like you have closure from a fight that occurred, or what else? What is this? You're on guard. You've taken one of these wands that have been thrown at you, and you're guarding yourself with it. You're not willing to let something go. And you can't. And it's literally become your ammo. Their ammo has become yours. This wand, what is this specific wand? Who? Actually, I want King of Wands. Somebody, okay, so whenever I draw the King of Wands alongside the Eight of Wands, this is like, look, he's literally holding a wand that he is thrown at somebody, and they've taken it and they're just keeping it as though it's definitely speaks to a fight. Speaks to an exchange, you know, just a slight possibly on somebody. A competitor within this soul contract. Okay, so you can't let go of certain things that occurred while you were up against somebody that was challenging your self-concept during a time that you were trying to fortify it. Okay? This person represents more than just like, you know, somebody talking shit to you. This represents somebody that was put in place to challenge every bit of the way that you perceived yourself. Probably a soulmate, honestly. Okay. And one more for this King of Wands. Actually, let's look at the energy of the very most recent past, which is also kind of the root of the reading. Yeah, waiting. So the deterrent and the root that prevents you from coming to the crown. Let's look at the crown. Okay, sorry. The card that fell on the ground was the Sun. I also had to like kind of adjust myself. Red Bull has niacin in it and kind of makes me like flushed as well. So sorry if this throws you off. At the root is a person that's waiting, and the root is always the deterrent for the crown. For the crown placement, the Sun came out, which was what landed on the floor. Your happiness can't come into action because you're still waiting on something. At the root of all of this, just the root of the reading, forget the umbrella theme of release. Really where you're at and what is the most important to you and the thing that pertains to you the most is just like where you're at. Why you can't move on from anything. Why it's even a topic in the first place. If that makes any sense at all. Your happiness, again, can't come because you're putting too much energy into focusing on an event that happened during this last cycle, cycle leading up to this solar eclipse. Again, to reiterate, that time was for the purpose of discovering thyself. Other people were put in place, you soul contracted into lots of other people. And a soulmate is more than just a lover. A soulmate is a friend, a child, an enemy. In any case, we have a soulmate that looks a lot like an enemy in your past that has taken a wand and has thrown it at you and has challenged your self-concept, and you have chosen to take that wand and hold on to it. And you've made it a part of yourself. You made it a part of the way that you look at yourself, and you're sitting waiting for closure on that matter. You know that the new cycle's here. You know that it's time to move on from those things, but that little aspect and the damage that it caused is creating a whole mess out of everything. So those are some things to just reflect on after this reading. Once we finish it, the key thing to take away is you are your own deterrent in this situation. Happiness is there for you to have. You just need to look at that one aspect of it all just a little differently. It seems like you have the bulk of the work done in the matter, and you're good to go with this new cycle. You're healed. You have a strong, solid self-concept, and you're happy. But you gotta figure out why you're hinged on just one certain aspect of what either got said or what was demonstrated to you. Energy of the very near future, please. Oh my goodness. Sorry. I am building a net around my new tarot table and like a built-in seed, and I'm trying to problem solve some of the issues that I come up against with this whole setup and this table and etc., etc. Just bear with me. Energy of the most recent near future, please. 2 of Cups. I think all of the work that you did with the person that you thought was your soulmate, or like the person that you were going to spend the rest of your life with, right? Even though longevity doesn't necessarily equate to like goodness. I don't think people really necessarily realize that. For what it's worth, the person that you will draw a lot of happiness from, the connection that you'll draw a lot of happiness from in the future, you had to go through this person in your past to be able to experience this with this person up in your future. Or if the person in your past is the person you're supposed to be with, just know that you had to go through this cycle with that person. You had to endure the worst of that person, I suppose, to get the best of them. In any case, you have a divine partnership up against you in the near future, and then let's look at the distant future. It's weird. It's kind of, okay. High Priestess, a conclusion. Yeah. It's also major arcana for Pisces, but I see this as a conclusion, especially when it's literally the outcome card. All of this was so divinely ordained and arranged, and this is the gift of life for us to come down and get perspective and give that perspective to the whole so that the collective can expand as well. I think the Two of Cups is the conclusion when I get this as the outcome. Okay, well then let's look in to this Two of Cups, please. Who are the people involved in this? What are their energies? Are you kidding me? It was the Knight of Wands. Somebody coming in passionately. Somebody coming in with ambivalence. It's not a page, which is like elementary action. It's a knight, not necessarily a king, but that king was already drawn. So looks like this person is acting with conviction, coming towards you possibly. One or both of the parties involved in the Two of Cups energy that we drew. Passionately. Somebody coming in passionately. And the other energies in this Two of Cups. Since it looks like a move, a physical move, possibly. Another fucking soul contract. Another cycle of the soul contract. Ace of Pentacles. Could speak to a windfall of abundance, a divine gift, something being spiritually supported, a cycle being spiritually supported. I do see like a change of residence though, for somebody. That's funny. This is the card that I use for my hometown. Six of Cups, Fayetteville, Arkansas. Sorry. Also speaks to childhood, memories, nostalgia, siblings, elementary school, hometown. You might be moving out of your hometown. Somebody might be moving back to their own hometown. And then from, motherfucker, seriously. Conclusion again. It's like full circle. That's something I just clairaudiently heard. It's like you've made it across the world with somebody, having never even left your house. If that makes any sense at all. Okay. One piece of guidance to conclude this video for today. What is something that isn't unspoken or something that isn't obvious that you would like to interject spirit into this? Again, teamwork, link up with somebody. Competition, be aware of competition. The competition spawns somebody into action. And then one more, please. And please don't fall on the floor. Please. Knight of Swords. I see this as like an attack as well, because he's got his sword drawn up above his head. Some people see this as somebody coming in with like good and clear discernment, but I think that something that Spirit wants to draw to your attention surrounds outside opposing forces in this situationship with your Two of Cups coming up, I guess, maybe. Somebody might try to come in and tear down everything that you've built. Take whatever bit of this resonates. I do want to recap with my rules here before I close this video out. Time is not real. Everything that has ever happened is happening and will happen is one thing to the spiritualists and occultists that divine messages, okay? Meaning, when you get this video, energy is so fluid that some of this could have already happened. Some of it you can anticipate happening in the future. When it comes to genders, gender is spiritual. Masculine and feminine means nothing to physicality. Anybody could be taking on a feminine energy in the course of any one relationship as much as they can a masculine, and what pronouns you go by are relevant, okay? When you get this reading, know that you were spiritually guided to it, or it was guided into your viewing. Whether or not I filmed this on April 15th or you somehow arrived at this upon a hashtag 2 years later. You'll know if the message is for you and if that's the case, or if it really is just happenstance. Even though there really are no coincidences in this world, you'll know. I suppose that's it. I leave my spiel for the end of the reading because people will click off if I say that at the beginning. But those are my rules here, and if you want to visit me on Instagram and comment underneath the post that I have pinned to the top of my reels, you're more than welcome to ask me any question, and we'll take it back over here to YouTube and get super deep into the cards with it. That is something that I'm offering to everybody while I'm growing on Instagram and YouTube and elsewhere. I hope this helps. Namaste.